line with this one. They go down, they are out. I don't think there's any chance at all for them to come back into the tournament whatsoever. And Vici,
no, they're done.
They desperately need this win to at least hope that there's an opportunity to get into some serious tiebreakers. They have 2 more games after this to be able to try to bring in a few more W's into that win column.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we'll be able to pull it on out.
Yeah, let's introduce some rosters here. Radiant side, we've got Vici Gaming, Fenrir on the Skywrath Mage. It'll be Black on the Centaur. They'll be headed to the safe lane. Will be Super mid on the Ember Spirit. That puts FY on the Crystal Maiden, and Ice headed off lane on the Clockwork. And, well, almost gets initiated on here, but gets those nipple cogs down. We'll burn a little bit of mana from that Slark.
Crystal Maiden, be careful. They get that disruption off. She is down.
She did go boots first, to be fair, but yeah, disruption, a pretty potent early game setup when you got Ponyboy there.
And I said it last time, DK, they're not a team to underestimate. This new roster could definitely pull out the potential. Yeah, they had a very unfortunate turn of events in their previous matchup. And man, I had to go back and even watch that last skirmish in that game, and it was just that unfortunate swap timing right together with the Chronosphere on the puck, and it just really cost them.
Yeah, well, the end of that game was almost more fail on the other side than big plays for DK, but it was an intense game nonetheless. It seemed like they were going to be down and out early on, and they held in it till the end. It's some pretty solid setup. But
anyways, to move on through with the DK roster happening here up in your top lane at CTY, farming it up on your Slark. He's going to be side by side with Cold Snap on your support Leshrac. Also in that lane to power out that double duo combo. It's going to be Mr. XBG, it looks like, playing your Shadow Demon in mid lane to contest against this Ember Spirit. It's going to be Dreamy U playing your Brewmaster, and to round it all out for the side of Team DK, in your off lane, it is going to be Black Z playing your Nature's Prophet.
Yes, sir.
Black versus Black.
Yeah, Black versus Black indeed. He's having some trouble in this offlane, getting harassed pretty hard, finding some stray last hits here and there, but all things considered, not the easiest offlane for him. Sort of the same story for Clockwork. So both offlaners in Strug City, and the position ones getting essential free farm here. Mid lane, also, well, this one's going the way of Super. 7-4 versus the 4-0 Brewmaster. Maybe things will get a little easier for Dreamy U now that he has his bottle out, but out of the gate, it is Super with some momentum, and I will say that this Vici lineup, very snowbally. If Super wins this mid lane, gets some momentum, maybe controls the runes, you know, a couple of hastes, a couple of double damages, and hey, all of a sudden, this Ember Spirit can be pretty damn scary. That on top of Black getting a pre-10-minute Blink Dagger, there's potential just to snowball this game out of control before DK really get a lot of momentum themselves.
And Super on this Ember Spirit is going to be their big, hard-hitting late gamer. He's already as elusive as it is with that Remnant ability. It's going to be more pressure on the duo with the Leshrac and the Sun Lockdown to try to keep him in place before he has the opportunity to slip on out. So we'll see if DK are going to be able to do it here, as for now it's just kind of Brew who's going to look to try to farm it on up, get his level 6, hopefully get an early Blink Dagger, and try to start getting some early kills in with that Primal Split.
Yep, certainly. So CTY getting pretty good farm up top. One of the great things about Slark as a carry is early game, he can do a lot of damage without too many items, and Super, he's getting clicked pretty hard here. Searing Chains come down onto Dreamy U. It's bait in the tower, but he's got a haste rune on. Will scurry back to safety, but Vici getting fancy there.
Thank goodness for that haste rune. It's a matter there promptly. So look at the push behind the tower, though. It's Black here on the bottom lane. Centaur, he will not catch the hoof stomp there. Nature's Prophet just shuffling a little too quick as he had those boots, able to avoid the incoming stun.
Yeah, boots, Scoot, and Boogie here for Black Z. He'll be all right. Running out of regen, though, so his ability to stay in this lane will soon evaporate. Skywrath still has a good bit of mana in this pool. There's your Concussive and Double Edge with some doves. That'll be your first blood. Drawn out by Fenrir on the Skywrath Mage, and this time the dive will be successful.
Yeah, second time's the charm there. They quickly go back, but look who's quickly coming into the lane. It's going to be Mr. Shadow Demon pulls out Disruption here. Trying to get a little bit confident getting hold of Black, but Beefy Centaur will be able to withstand that.
He'll be okay with that. He had the salve on while that just helps heal him up. Lowering the chance to get knocked off. Dreamy U in the mid lane in some trouble. FY rotates over. Super in hot pursuit gives him the fiery sword, and the Brewmaster, well, they're gonna cut him down.
Nice grab now. Both bottom and mid lane for Vici allows him to start out with the good 1-2 punch, moving on 2-0. Ice throws out the rock to kind of scout a bit. He'll move over. He will see Leshrac is here. Hangs him out, kind of for himself. See what the hell's happening. As moving on through, they had dewarded this top lane, so Ice does not technically have proper vision, but the benefit of that Clockwork is with that rocket, you kind of get a better idea of what the hell's happening here. And He will have to play it safe as far as how he will use these cogs, because that could end up being his demise if he gets himself in a bit of a bind. It will allow for an easy stun lockdown coming out from Cold Snap on the Slash.
So all of a sudden,
again,
things looking a lot better for the Radiant side. And yeah, look at the body blocks from Super. Connects to the Searing Chains. FY comes in, and that's more than enough damage to bring down Brew. Even a Rocket Flare from the top lane, adding for that extra bit of damage.
There's your Crystal Maiden, your underutilized pick. Putting in some serious work, assisting Super in this mid lane, kind of being the duo factor. Splitter's going to catch on the Crystal Maiden. Boom, boom, boom! Triple Revenant to fly on forward. They want to get a hold of the Billy Goat, and can they do it? Should be able to one more right click, and bam! VG coming out super strong as Super picks up another sweet kill for him and gets a secured phase boots now.
Well, this is that snowball factor we were talking about, and it seems like the Brewmaster just not prepared for the rotations of Crystal Maiden. Looking at the dire vision, a lane ward in the mid would have gone a long way here just to catch wind of those rotations, see when she's standing on the high ground, and well, it's really cost Dreamy U, and now Super's got a lot of momentum coming his way. 5 minutes, he already has his phase boots, and he's hitting pretty hard relative to how early on it is in this game. You look at the Brewmaster, and he's just on brown boots bottle, and he's really hurting for farm at this point.
For FY with those assists and able to help out. Secures herself a little bit of Tranquil Boots, but they're still going again. They're going to get Brew again. They might. That Frostbite locks him in place, but this time he has the support. Moving on in with a defensive disruption. It is going to be your Shadow Demon, but he just turns attention towards Leshreck. Nice sidestep, avoids the split earth, and Super grabs another killing spree for him. Skywrath Mage, though, might not be so lucky, and indeed, Fenrir will fall. So they managed to finally get themselves on the board for the side of DK.
Still a 1 for 2, though. They get the kill on the Brew as Fenrir comes in.
Oh, wow.
And it's not over yet. Ice, 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 not level 6, so no hook shot, but going the Rocket Flare build primarily. So looking to get stray last hit, has 20 CS to his name, and can actually harass in the other lanes with it pretty effectively. Gets his urn delivered, and Vici are just going to keep up this aggression and try and get that snowball rolling. Looks like they want to try to seal the deal on this one sooner rather than later, as Black, Tranquil Boots already up halfway to that Blink Dagger.
Coming in, they're angry. They shouldn't be in this kind of a situation with their backs against the wall in this tournament. They got to secure a good spot to be able to get themselves into these playoffs, and they're showing it right now. They're coming up very aggressive. They have a solid game plan this go around, and it's working very nicely for them. As now we see a support roam, a little smoked up. They're looking to turn around to the back end of this tower and possibly make a go here on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, they get a ward down on the high ground, so they get all this beautiful vision. Such a good ward spot, and they'll just dive this tower and feel okay about it. They'll work around the tree line, and yeah, nothing that the Prophet can do. Takes the Frostbite, Black comes in, gives him the double edge, chops him down, and there'll be nothing left but a little blood puddle when they're done. Meanwhile, in the mid, Searing Chains into Dreamy U once more. He has a primal split, maybe forced to use it. He's got to use it soon. Oh my gosh, Super almost finishes off with the split, but from the fist, but still, it's a wasted primal split. I put wasted in air quotes as he needed it to survive, but he'll get nothing out of it.
Yeah, but it's worth it. You don't want to be handing more kills to Super as it is and allow him to really get to that pinnacle point very, very quickly. So it's unfortunate he has to use it, but you got to do something. Oh, Rocket to fly out. Ooh, nice sidestep, though, from the Brew. Was not going to be caught out from that one, Dreamy U.
That was pretty damn close.
It would have done it.
That's a good timing by Ice 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 there. It would have been awesome to see that pick off, but look at this item from Slark. He's going Hand of Midas on brown boots, so
pounces forward, he misses it. It's got to be careful.
I'm not sure how I feel about this Midas pickup. Vici Gaming's already 4,000 gold, 3,000 experience ahead, and this just extends that window where they can really punish with all these early game focused item pickups where Slark is not going to be online. I mentioned that he's a carry that can do a lot of damage early on without a lot of items, but still the Midas will hold back his potential.
Gonna be rough. He pounces forward at the same time. Ice 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 pulls out the cogs, and he might have to. Yeah, he does. He pulls out the ultimate right there. Ice 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 steps back. They both kind of divert each other. As Ford is probably going to be sneaking on mid lane. Yep, nice Searing Chain. Going to catch right there in the meantime. He wants to quickly take on the Brew, who does not have primal this time, but Super's also very low, and quick escape as he remnants back to the mid lane. The power of your Ember Spirit, he's able to kind of move in, try to get the job done, and in case things get a bit too hairy, similar to a Morphling with a Replicant, he can just pop right back out.
Yeah, there you go. So Black now just about 300 gold away from his Blink Dagger, getting absolute free farm down here in the bottom lane. The Nature's Prophet has abandoned. He's headed off to the jungle. Black Sea going for a couple of null tallies on his brown boots, but he's in Strug City also. Taking a look at the net worth, he's trying to find recovery farm to the max. The two cores of Vici, both Super and Black, top in the net worth chart. Slark Slark not far behind him, but again, a lot of that gold is sitting in the Midas right now, so not very effective in terms of being able to skirmish. Now Black with his creep wave will have his blink, and I think this is when we see Black start joining the fight and well, getting a little bit more active.
The unfortunate thing for DK is this dynamic duo of Shadow Demon and Lesh. Has it done anything yet? I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of disruption split of combos that they were expecting to get very aggressive with early on, and it's yet to make anything happen. Uh-oh, jump in, Ice, Ice, Ice. Wow. There was a Shadow Demon there briefly, but Ice, Ice, Ice flies out from the rafters and quickly takes him down, and now he's on the retreat away as Nature's Prophet does come on in. Meanwhile, FY just frees up and lock down that Leshrek, but also coming on in is going to be your Slark CTY looking to clean this kill up here on the clockwork, and they will be able to grab it right there. So now a support for your offlaner, FY. The Ice Queen trying to get away from this one. Juke and jive through the trees. Desperation TP, can he get out?
Whoa!
He can. They don't have the stun available. No mana for the Split Earth. And he just kind of walks out. Though Vici Gaming, they do lose their offlaner. It takes a fair amount of rotation plays coming out from DK to just kind of make that work to their benefit.
Yeah, but in comes Big Brad. Blue Dagger at the ready. 10 minutes in. Black is looking for vengeance. Not the best trade for Vici, but
still it out though.
Yeah, still okay. DK did have to pull a 5-hero rotation to make that happen, which is definitely worth noting. Yeah, Dire have a ward right there. Yeah, RP blows. And, well, their jig will be up, as they say.
Yeah, without a smoke, you're not going on the scene. You're just standing on the ward house. So mid lane well onto this. It does keep them back from the farm quite a bit. Maybe might use it to their advantage if they want to bait out Brewmaster here, who now has Split ready to go. They can go in quick with, oh yeah, see, Shouting's going to be here. Nice, there we go. Defensive Disruption's going to prevent them from getting that big burst off. But there's no commitment for this one. They have Ancient Seal. Rocked out on the Brew. Brew is able to get away, and now FY is going to be forced to go on the retreat. And actually, Brew ends up falling.
Wow, Scareth Mage brings him down, but Black comes in, cuts down the Shadow Demon. Now the chain's out on Cold Snap. A quick 3 for nil. And DK just in shambles. We're only 11 minutes in, but they're in big trouble. CTY comes up to the high ground, ultimate at the ready, but still just such a small inventory. Basically just power treads and a bracer. Steals the Centaur, and Black says, hey, that's my family. Nobody messes with my Centaur wife and gets away with it, Slark. I see you.
I feel like Brew just kind of underestimated like the incoming rocket damage as well. I mean, it's a level 4 rocket.
It's not a build you see too often, so
he
pretty
went down. He didn't even get to have his primal split go off. And it might have also been a Nova from the low ground from Crystal Maiden, and he just falls. And feels like he would have been safe without pulling out the primal split, but he just grossly underestimates the incoming damage. Hands over his life.
Yep. So again, DK all grouped up here, and they're trying to get some kills, trying to make something happen, but Vici still finding more effective farm as Ice 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 is down in the bottom lane. In comes Black, misses the hoof stomp as CTY pounces back, uses a Dark Pact, and won't get caught out this time, but this tier 1 tower may well go down. Rocket Flare flies in, gives him some vision. Also helps to soften him up as Super. Flame Guard online, ready to press forward. Gets the Searing Chains, but the pounce is there from Slark. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Shadow Demon just gets chopped down, as will the Lesh.
That was 2 quick chops that took out 2 supports just like that, and those 2 supports are broke as a joke right now. They have nothing to their name except a pair of brown shoes and a pants. It is unfortunate for them as they just cannot stand up to the heavy burst that could be coming out from the whole side of Vici Gaming. Whether it's going to be the Mystic Flare, the burst, the Arcane Bolt damage, obviously Centaur Warrunner with his double edge is just devastating. Wipes out nearly 2/3 of their life altogether. It is Strug City for them.
Definitely so. Super comes in, ball is connect onto Dreamy U, but he'll have a TP scroll and he'll use it straight away. Meanwhile in the bottom lane, damage coming out to this bottom tier 1 tower. Back-to-back tower kills for Vici. Going to be a reality here. DK won't even bother to glyph it, not going to come to its defense anyhow. And 13-2, now 7,500 gold and experience in the Radiant's favor. Ice Ice Ice, ring of health, but Black goes right in with the Shadow Demon, and again doing so much damage here. The Rocket Flare enough to bring him down low. FY flies through to finish him off. Hook shot from Ice Ice Ice. Another quick 2 for nil, a double for FY. Vici just running him over.
Yeah, they are farming through these supports like they're nutting right now. Just maybe a lingering defensive disruption to come out from the Shadow Team, but really nothing else they can contribute. It's not like Lesh is going to be there and available to try to build through and farm down some of these towers or structures. It's just all defense right now coming out from DK. And now they have to kind of second guess on where they can even commit. A swift sleight of fist soon to come out from Super will just kind of end their life promptly so. Their initiation plays are so good. Super already has fantastic jumping with his blink, Clockwork with his hook shot. They're constantly going to be running scared at this point. Now they're already picking out the mid lane. They want to make another go.
Yeah, I mean, this Brewmaster just has nothing. Dreamy U, 0-4 and 0, 1,600 gold. We're 14 minutes in. This is the hero that's supposed to be active at this stage in the game, controlling the tempos, blinking around, being scary with this ultimate. So far, he's used it basically just as a defensive tool to avoid death a couple of extra times and has been able to grab absolutely no momentum. I mean, look at the Radiant supports. They're both farming more than he is. Crystal Maiden's 1,000 net worth up on him.
Well, start from DK. It's bad. Yeah, real bad for DK. And this is their tournament life on the line, and you know, just as ambitious and is VG, who don't want to be handing over any more unnecessary losses. So they're looking to fight real hard in this one. Showing it. This is the Vici Gaming that we were expecting to see.
Yeah,
pretty much the majority of the tournament.
Everybody that lost all those rares over the last 2 days of Vici games. This is the team that they were expecting to see, and they finally showed up to play here in this match. First DK. We'll see a rotation mid. Oh, shot onto Dreamy U. The defensive disruptions there. Buys some time, but AO Bola's in on the Shadow Demon. He gets chopped down, and as does the rest of his team. They die faster than you can call the play-by-play here, Dakota.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter. He jumps in, and you think that he's going to get out of Primal Split, but Skywrath Mage is one of the biggest arch nemesis to a Brewmaster. Just quick, instant silence, Ancient Seal, and he's already locked down in that cog nipple cage. Sets up for the perfect Mystic Flare to slam it on home, and there's nothing even the Brew can do, and he is still going to be put behind on getting his Blink Dagger. Yeah. This is going terrible for DK.
This panda has been tamed. They're taking his bamboo and limiting his rations here. As he's about to have his Blink Dagger, 200 gold away, but it's feeling like too little, too late. 18-2. I mean, really at this point, I think DK could tap out at any time, and nobody would be that surprised. Tier 2 tower mid goes down. Slark does have 1,300 gold, 2,300 gold rather. Probably looking for a Blink Dagger of his own, but still, just so much devastation has come out while he's been trying to get the initial farm going on. It feels like no matter what he gets next, it just...
The other player on their team who's going to have to look to pull out is Black Z on DK. The Nature's Prophet also went for a Midas build.
Oh my god, they went double Midas into this?
They're trying to build together the farm and the XP to try to really contest Vici's game, but it's going to be rough. Wow, finishes his Force Staff. There you see Brew is able to put together his Blink Dagger. They're going to pull out the smoke, and, you know, maybe almost a desperation play to try to get some momentum back on this side. 18-2. Devastating to be looking at. And also Ice, he builds together a Vanguard, so now he can go in. He has a bit of a tougher shell to kind of duke it out. I imagine this could eventually build into the Crimson Guard.
Yeah, Vici Gaming just itemizing for the here and now, recognizing they have this huge edge, getting items that are valuable in the early game to try to seal the deal sooner rather than later. It looks like Super will be moving into a Battle Fury, and Centaur, CM both go the way of Force Staff, so getting some more utility items. Always good to have. Smoke rotation from DK.
Chance to come back.
They need it.
Oh, he can't get in range of Ice. He just drops the cogs, and now that's going to split the fight in half. Meanwhile, don't blink an eye because Fenrir is moving on to a dominating streak who keep eyes in the mid lane as they able to bring down Ice, but FY drops down the ultimate. Bear, though, going to be split right now, and they're going to push on through. Super now shows up. Has plenty of resources to work with, quickly gets cycloned up and into the air, and they're already fighting against a 2-1 takedown at the end of this one. As bottom lane, they have lost already. Their Nature's Prophet is the Skywrath Mage, but look at this one, it is Black. He makes quick work of Brew. It might be in a danger panda species, but he doesn't really care. He moves on through. Centaur's more mythical, by the way. Anyways, pressing on in, it's going to be Shadow Demon, who also gets chopped down. 3-for-1 all day, 22-3. This might be a quick one.
Yeah, it's looking like it. 3-2-2, but the opposite way. The dream is partially real, I suppose. Battle Fury now up for the Ember Spirit, and I really don't see any way DK can get back to this one. Yeah, if you're looking at the mirror, yeah. CM, she may get picked off here. CTY comes in and will go down, so that's
4-2-2.
Yeah, that's a big gold boost going the way of the Nature's Prophet. And Cold Snap will get left behind, and yep, burns down to the fire of the Ember Spirit.
Heartbreaking if you're a DK fan, because this being their tournament life, and they just continues to get worse. I mean, before the game finished, I thought they grab another quick kill on their Shadow Demon. Drew comes in thinking he can probably contest, but now he's going to be caged like the panda animal he is, and they'll just simply walk around. Please turn your kids' eyes away. This is just a slaughter now. Vici Gaming, very serious about this now.
Yeah, get the mop and bucket. There's a puddle on the floor. It's the blood of Team DK. Crimson Guard will be coming out for Ice. And Slark, he did go for a Shadow Blade. I like this better than the Blink Dagger. At least gives him that inkling being able to move around and get some pickoffs. But Vici are just completely unrelenting. I love how aggressive they're being here and not slowing up whatsoever. FY. Ooh, here's that Shadow Blade going to work. Gets the backstab damage, the pounce, and we'll be able to chop her down. Oh, she falls over, but...
Alright, so he loses support, and now they gain all the intel that Slark does have a Shadow Blade. So I would be surprised if FY's like, no problem, let's just go ahead and quickly grab a gem. Just make it that much harder for him to try to get anything off. I mean, Ice already pretty much has his Crimson Guard near complete. So the output damage that's going to be coming out from Slark is going to be nerfed down just that bit. So, still, I don't know. DK, they're going to need a lot.
There's the gem.
Hey, a gem, everyone! Yeah, Slark, nice opportunity to have a Shadow Blade, but now we're going to take that away. But who's jumping in though? They're making it go very nicely here on Ice, and they actually pick another great pickoff. But just like that, Super catches it. Billy Goat Man quickly takes it on the Shrek, and now they turn their attention towards the Brewmaster, who does have split. Use it, buddy! Use it, buddy! Oh, the disruption going to hold him in place briefly, but he can't even get it off. He gets slammed down from Brad. It's Black who takes him home, and now Shadow Team. Whoa! Quickly take him apart with the Mystic Flare.
The bash at the beach here as Centaur's just bashing in skulls left and right with that giant mace he's got. Now they'll move into the high ground. Glyph is down for another 15 seconds. They'll be able to get a couple of licks in before they've got the Glyph up. And you do see the power of the Shadow Blade here. Slark is actually pulling his weight in terms of net worth, and he does manage to get these pickoffs, but it's the rest of his teammates that are so far behind. And unfortunately, when you don't have the Shadow Blade up, that's what happens. You just get chopped down and you're stuck without your ulti. So the monster kill streak continues. Black a buyback on the Slark. Hungry for vengeance here. Super a little bit low on HP. If Slark can close the gap, might be able to make the hat and cap, and hook shot will be off the mark as he pounces back to safety. Shadow Blade on cooldown. Vici reinitiating. They'll go in hard. XPG forces himself into the defense disruption. But Black, he's there ready and waiting. He comes back out of the Nether Realm, takes a hoof stomp to the face as the Centaur rears up and kicks him right in the jokes.
9-0. They're bound to grab it, they can get a hold of it, but that is a tough task to go for. As they continue to press on forward, they do manage to take down Fenrir. Skywrath Mage, Cold Snap, gonna be so lucky. He gets caught out behind the tree, quickly taken down. Black actually very low, but not before he just slaughters Slark like it's nothing. That's why also able to get away with the benefit of that stampede. They quickly let Dreamy U in its place, and once again, they'll take him down like a caged animal, and that's gonna be more than enough. DK, their tournament life coming to an end now here on the Summit 2 in Vici Gaming. They desperately needed a win, and they fought like that.
They did it in style, 33-7. I don't know what else to say. That was just that was domination. That was forceful dominance from the Centaur. Brad hopping in and just doing some work. Black having a perfect game, 11-0-8, even going back for a Vanguard after the Force Staff. And yeah, DK, they got off to a rough start. They lost 2 of the 3 lanes, but I think the bigger problem was just the double Midas. Really rough. I don't know. The double Midas just makes it so hard to deal with the early blink and all that early game aggression that Vici put out. You know, if they'd put those into some null tallies, maybe some drums, just straight for the